It's around 1806. Farm girl Kitty J is pregnant with the child of a farmer's son. Having been herself born in the poorhouse at Newton Abbot, Kitty's only too familiar with how 19th century society treats children born out of wedlock, and their mothers. Facing the prospect of ignominy and ostracism as the child is born, Kitty is desperate. The poor girl feels she has no choice but to take her own life. One dark night, she hangs herself from the beams of a barn at Canna Farm, near Manhattan, on the edge of the desolate moorland of Dartmoor. In a cruel twist, the orphaned newborn child is taken back to the same poorhouse where Kitty grew up. But the parishes of Widdicombe-in-the-Moor, North Bovey and Manhattan refused to allow Kitty to be interred on parish lands. And so, in accordance with tradition, she's buried here, on the boundary of the three parishes. Ever since Kitty was laid to rest, every day pixies lay fresh flowers on her grave. At least that's one version of Kitty's story. In some accounts she's called Mary J or Anne J. Sometimes she dies hanging from the kitchen lintel or drowned in a shallow pool, or at Cannon Farm. Her grave isn't even on the parish boundaries. Whatever the truth of her origins, from the early 1900s, we know that fresh flowers were appearing on this grave daily, and they do so to this day. We're at another grave in nearby Widdicombe. This grave belongs to Olive Catherine Parr, better known by her pen name of Beatrice Chase, who claimed to be a direct descendant of William Parr, brother to Henry VIII's last wife, Catherine. Beatrice lived not far from here at a farm in Venn, and wrote popular books based around Dartmoor in the early 20th century. In her 1914 cover, The Heart of the Moor, Beatrice wrote,
"Near a plantation a little off the roadside, upon a turfy bank, I found the semblance of a rude grave. It was a narrow ridge, raised above the surrounding turf, with irregular stones along its edges, and at the head an upright hunk of granite. Going nearer, I found that unknown hands had placed upon it a rough cross of ducky flowers, which lay limp and dying in the sunshine."
We don't know whether Beatrice initiated the tradition of placing flowers on the grave, but there's evidence that it was a local landmark 9 years before the publication of The Heart of the Moor, so she may have been continuing an existing practice. But Beatrice kept fresh flowers on Jay's grave right through until her death in 1955, with unknown hands continuing the tradition to this day. Whatever the truth behind this grave, some mysteries remain. Ghostly figures, including a dark, hooded person kneeling at the grave, have been spotted in the dead of night. It is said that the grave was once opened by a local farmer, and the remains of a young woman found inside. Other stories from a similar time say the grave is empty, with Kitty's remains having been removed by her friends or long since decayed to dust, or even that it contained animal bones. If you want to visit Kitty's grave, you'll find it near Hound Tor on East Dartmoor. Nearby, you'll also find the ruins of a medieval village. There's a camping barn nearby and a holiday cottage at Moorhays. The village of Widdicombe, 10 minutes drive away, has a number of places to eat, drink and stay. We were particularly recommended nearby Ullercombe Farm, the Rugglestone Inn at Widdicombe and the Tavistock Inn at Poundsgate, which is said to have been visited by the devil in 1638.
Hi, I'm Dave. I'm normally the other side of the camera for fairly obvious reasons, but I just wanted to share with you something slightly strange that happened when we were filming for Kitty J earlier on today on Dartmoor. I was taking a general shot of the grave, and through my wireless headphones I heard something that sounded a bit like a woman's sort of distorted voice talking to me, and I thought it must be Abby just practicing her lines further up the track. But Abby's mic was turned off, and the sound you're about to hear was actually picked up on this cabled Rode shotgun mic. It does pick up a bit of wind noise, but the sound you're about to hear to me didn't sound quite like wind noise. Certainly sufficiently different that it did send a bit of a shiver down my spine when I listened back to it. So I'll play it for you. You can make up your own mind.
I'm Abby Gray, an archaeologist and historian who was born, raised and now works in Devon. Together with my producer Dave, we want to bring Devon's history and folklore to life for you and viewers around the world to enjoy, from the earliest Iron Age hill forts up to the Second World War and beyond. But we really need your support to help us do this. Every extra person that subscribes to our channel and likes our content helps us increase our potential for making more videos. So if you want to help us shape the documentaries that we want to make, please do support us on Patreon. The link is in the description. Thank you.